it down across the Breslin Center on the campus of Michigan State University, moments away from Final Four action. The Michigan High School Athletic Association Class A boys basketball semifinals. This ball game between the Doughboys of Detroit Pershing and the Cooley Cardinals. Pershing comes in 22-3 on their season. The Cooley Cardinals at 25-1. My name is Mark Crawford. Glad to have you courtside with us, and glad to be joined courtside as well by Bill Brandell for what is always a showpiece game in the semifinals, Bill. Two PSL schools locking horns.
And Mark, we got some talent on the floor today. These two schools feature just any number of athletes. They can bring people off the bench that other people would die for to have starting for them. So you're right, it's a marquee game. It's a classic matchup. Two PSL teams, two teams that have already met once this year for the Public School League Championship in the city of Detroit, and this should be just one dandy basketball game.
All right, folks are watching the Pershing Doughboys as they warm up. Let's take a look at the way they warmed up for this semifinal contest, the road to Breslin for Pershing. Started with a district that involved an opening game against a very tough Ferndale club at 16-4.
Well, the whole district tournament was very difficult for Pershing. They had some very formidable opponents in their district, in their regional, and then in the quarterfinal coming up against a highly ranked Clarkston team at 22-2. So if you compare the two roads coming in, Mark, you have to give the edge to Pershing as having met the more difficult opponents.
Yeah, if you are someone who puts any stock in state rankings, Pershing saw 3 or 4 clubs in that road there who were all among the top teams in the state. Canton and Lathrop both won 18 or 19 ball games. Clarkston, as you mentioned, 22. So a very difficult road for Detroit Pershing. Other side, Detroit Cooley. Cooley and their road to the Final Four. The big stop there, the 3rd district contest against Murray Wright.
Well, Murray Wright, the defending Class A state champion, and you say they're down a little bit this year, but obviously not. With Robert Traylor on that squad, they're always a very tough foe, and they had a great record in the Public School League this year, but did not make it through the district, obviously, because they came up against the Cardinals of Cooley. And then number 6, Detroit Cass Tech, again referring to the rankings in the state, another tough opponent. I think the big thing, Mark, that you might notice as you look at the road for the Cooley Cardinals is their great defense. They held opponents to an average of 47 points a game as they came through district, regional, and quarterfinal contests. The high against them, 56 points. So a little easier road maybe, but they played excellent basketball as they worked their way here to this semifinal game.
You know, sometimes when you get to the Final Four, there can be a Cinderella left, but neither Pershing or Cooley are Cinderellas.
Not Cinderellas at all, as they are teams that people have been watching all year long. They've been ranked right up there in the state Class A rankings week after week. And as we've said, they've already met once. That one went overtime, a 2-point victory for Pershing. So a rematch today, you just can't ask for a whole lot more in a high school basketball game.
You already made one mention. These two clubs have met one time before. They play in the Public School League together, but sort of separate. One in the East, one in the West, and they were the two PSL champs and met for the PSL overall title.
Well, they did. Cooley won the West Division. They were 10-0 in their division, so obviously they were the first place team. The Doughboys of Pershing play in the East Division. They were 9-1. They lost to Denby very early in the season, and they came out the champions of the East side. Then the two met for the Public School League Championship, a 64-62 overtime victory for the Doughboys.
All right, Pershing and Cooley, we are moments away from tipping off, and moments from now we'll have a national anthem. We don't have the name of young ladies who are going to sing the national anthem here, but we'll see if we can't pick it up from public address announcer Eric O'Forseth. A little bit of a delay as the Cooley Cardinals were down in the tunnel still in the locker room, and we're waiting for Cooley's ball club to get out here and get prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we invite you to stand. Gentlemen, please remove your hats and caps. I'd like to introduce Jenny Love and Shireen Howard of Shepherd High School. They will will join us in the singing of our national anthem.
And the crowd appreciative as well they should be. A terrific version of our national anthem. A couple of students from Shepherd, I think they said.
A stirring rendition if ever we heard one, Mark. Spectacular. Great to see our young people with those kinds of talents recognizing our wonderful country.
All right, the Doughboys of Pershing 22-3 on their season. The Cooley Cardinals at 25-1. And as the starting lineups are being introduced here on the floor, we'll do the same for you and tell you about the starters in this contest.
Between the Doughboys of Detroit Pershing and the Cardinals of Detroit Cooley.
Beginning down low, William, let's start with the gentlemen who are going to work in the forward spots, Adams and Odom. For the Pershing Doughboys, 6'3" and 6'4", Bullock and Hale for Cooley's Cardinals, and same thing, 6'3", 6'4".
Well, as we matched up size-wise, Mark, we felt that these two teams were pretty much even. There's a little bit of difference at the center spot, but the forwards just stand dead even as you described.
Center spot is a critical contest in this ball game for the Doughboys of Pershing. Winfred Walton, 6'9" and a junior, goes about 24 points a game. Sylvester Dotson, a 6'7" junior, about 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 blocks a game for the Cooley Cardinals, and that is a big matchup.
That should be fun to watch, Mark. Those two young men play a little bit of a different role for their two squads. Obviously, Pershing's Winfred Walton, he's a heavy scorer, 24 points a ball game, as you said. But Sylvester Dotson for Cooley, he kind of does it all. He's a rebounder, he's a banger, great defensive player in there, still scores 8 to 10 points a game. He rebounds both ends of the floor, so a key matchup there at the center position.
And at the guard spots, Lesure and Anderson are giving away a little height, 5'8" and 5'11". The Cardinals will go with Ponder, who's about 6'3", Wilson, who's 6'1". Wilson had a game this year, 19 assists in a game against Finney.
Well, the matchups, of course, also defensively with quickness on the part of both teams, and most of that quickness comes at the guard position. So it's going to be fun to watch. Wilson and Ponder for the Cardinals, Lesure and Anderson for the Doughboys.
All right, this ought to be fun. The Doughboys of Pershing and the Cooley Cardinals been pointing at each other all season long, met for the Public School League title 1 month ago today. Pershing won that one in overtime, and it's Cooley's only loss this season. They're looking to avenge that one. Pershing, on the other hand, has won now, 19 straight, looking to make it 20 in a row here today.
19 straight. straight for the Doughboys. A little bit of a shaky start. That's kind of an interesting story. At one time, 3-3 this season. And when you think about a team with the notoriety that Pershing has and the players that they have, a 3-3 to start the season, kind of a surprise. But since that time, 19 straight ball games.
Sylvester Dotson, the 6'7 junior for Cooley in the black uniforms, and Winfred Walton, the 6'9 junior for Pershing, will jump it up to get it started. And interesting, Bill, I don't see very many folks looking each other in the eye right now.
Well, that's kind of strategy again. That's another fun thing about this particular matchup, Mark. These Detroit players, and especially the ones with all the talent that we have on the floor today, they know each other. They play each other all summer long in AAU leagues and in the church gymnasium situations that they have in the city of Detroit. So these guys are no stranger to each other. They know each other personally as well as how each other handles the basketball and how these teams have a philosophy, and it's a sight game all the way.
Pershing will get the basketball after it's knocked out of bounds. The Doughboys with the first possession here to start this Class A semifinal. Cooley and Pershing. Pershing wants to go inside. Good job by Cooley denying at this point. Jumper outside off the iron there for the glass. Winfred Walton, the first two of the game. The offensive board, and Walton has two. Both teams look like they'll go full court pressure.
That's the matchup that we want to watch. Walton, one of the big guys.
Cooley's initial possession of the ball game. Pershing 2 and Cooley nothing. Cooley, very balanced scoring attack. They got all kinds of folks who can put up 15, 20-point games. And it looks like they're willing to be patient. Over and back. Ball slipped through the hands of Chris Wilson, and when he ran it down, he had to cross the midcourt line, give it back to Pershing.
A little early game tension, jitters maybe. Not quite ready with the soft hands yet. The ball just simply slipped right through his grasp and over the center line, over and back call, turnover for the Cardinals.
Interesting decision. I see Cooley's Ramel Bullock, the 6'4 senior, is the young man who's going to be guarding Winfred Walton. He was. Now Bullock's going to sit down, and in the ball game comes Andre Ratcliffe, a 6'4 junior, and gets the coverage duties. So we are not going to see, at least right now, Dotson and Walton head-to-head. Walton is wide with the jumper, boarded there by Dawon Hale of Cooley. Cooley has 8 players on the roster who are 6'4 or better.
Well, plenty of depth on both of these squads. Great athletes.
Going for the dunk down low. Dotson's fouled. He'll step to the line and shoot a couple. That was the high percentage shot that Cooley's been looking for. 2-0 our score. Pershing leads. We've played about 90 seconds from the Breslin Arena at Michigan State University. And Sylvester Dotson there. Good look at the 6'7 junior. Will shoot the couple. Saw the Cooley bench and Ben Kelso there a second ago. We are tied at 2. Both teams running full court zone pressure. And Pershing again wants it to Winfred Walton. A lot of contact underneath. Foul going to be called on Winfred Walton.
Foul 32, Walton, his first, second team foul.
Mark, we talked about the depth of these two teams, but still fouls could play a big part. Boy, there's a great steal down underneath by Charles Lesure, and gets an easy 2 points for the Doughboys.
4-2, Pershing's lead is a bucket as Cooley brings it up. Cardinals ponder, misses, fight for the board, and Walton comes away and will run. Behind the back goes the big guy.
And not too smooth behind the back. Boy, Great
skill of
block on
Dotson.
there. Dotson, Sylvester Dotson, we talked about his ability to play defense. That's his role in this particular ball game. Great example there with a block shot.
Sylvester Dotson had 9 blocks in one game this year. We got a traveling call on Cooley. On the fake and the move to the bucket, Dawon Hale took the extra hippity hop. 4-2 Pershing, and the Pershing Doughboys have the basketball. Game featuring the champions out of the Public School League East against the champs out of the Public School League West. Winner moves to the state title game. Another block by Dotson. Walton has it swatted away. That's a couple already for Sylvester Dotson.
Well, Winfred Walton not used to having his shot blocked at 6'9", but Sylvester Dotson up with the quick hand that time. Got a hand on the ball, caused the turnover. Cardinals with the ball now.
Free throw line extended. Dawon Hale, the first field goal of the game for the Cooley Cardinals. We're tied at 4. Charles Lesure is a quick one at the guard spot there, isn't he? Number 4 for Pershing.
Well, and that's a key again. Which team can handle the quickness of the other?
Clarence Odom with the pull-up jumper. 6'4", Pershing's lead is 2. And the Doughboys kind of falling out of that full court pressure, a little token pressure that time. Got a whistle and a foul underneath as Ponder moved toward the bucket. I think Lesure got an arm on him. And there's a good look at a gentleman you and I know quite well, Davey Hart.
Davey Hart from the Battle Creek area, and he better have his running shoes on and got lots of rest, I hope, last night, Mark, because I have a feeling this one's going to go up and down the floor.
Davey Hart's son, David Jr., plays here on this floor for Michigan State University. Oh, inside, now it's Walton's turn to block a shot for Pershing. Getting just what we'd expect here early on. Great athleticism, terrific basketball teams. 6'4", Pershing out front of Cooley by 2, and we expect this will stay nip and tuck all the way. Well, they wanted the high feed that time to Walton, but an ill-conceived pass, and Cooley picks it off.
Well, Walton had a defender behind him, Mark, and could not drift back towards the high lob pass, and the situation ends up in a turnover and a quick bucket for the Cardinals.
Radcliffe gets the 2, the great assist from Chris Wilson, the 6'1" junior. We're all tied at 6. Triple. It'll go.
3.
Charles Lesure, the 5'8" junior, has 5 points now. And it's a 3-point Pershing lead. 9-6 with 2:55 still to play in quarter number 1. Good crowd on hand here at Breslin. Triple the other way. Dawon Hale.
Right back at you.
Dawon Hale.
The teams trade 3-pointers.
9-9 our score. We are tied. Things are heating up. Pershing will go to the hoop. Don't get it. Winfred Walton tries to follow it. Ball is knocked away. He's fouled. And Walton will step to the line. Winfred Walton went to East Catholic last year as a sophomore.
Well, Andre Radcliffe's going to pick up the personal foul. Let's look down underneath there, and you can see a hand on the arm right there. And then there's the big whack across both arms. Boy, you could have called it on any number of people, Mark.
Boy, do you think the message from the Cooley Cardinals is there are no free buckets underneath?
I think that is a message.
Woo. Walton bangs it around the rim and in. He has 3 in the ball game. Pershing up 10-9. There's Winfred Walton, just a junior. Looks to be the next great star out of this Pershing program that has produced Willie Mitchell and Steve Smith, among others. 2 pretty good names right there.
Not bad at all.
Pershing 11, Cooley 9. Ball is knocked out of bounds, last touched by Cooley. Winfred Walton was in giving Chris Wilson trouble. Wilson said Walton knocked it out. Walton said Wilson knocked it out, and the officials settled in Pershing's favor.
Well, and that's a great example of intimidation once again, as Winfred Walton just standing down there as Wilson came around, actually very clear and open, but Wilson decided to dish off the ball rather than try to get it up and have it blocked by the big guy.
Cooley on the rebound, trailing by 2, 11-9, and even 2 minutes to play first quarter. To watch the Cooley defense next trip down. It looks as if what they're doing is Walton changes the shot by Dawon Hale, rebounded by Cooley. They'll try a 3. Oh, there's Dotson inside. Baby hook, and we're tied at 11. Looks as if what Cooley's doing defensively is allowing Sylvester Dotson to kind of hang around in the middle. He's not guarding Walton, so he can't be taken out of the paint. But if Winfred Walton should get the ball and bring it down the middle, Dotson's there to help out.
Well, on the turnover, Charles Lesure that time driving down towards the baseline, tries to turn the corner to get down under the bucket, kicks the ball off his leg, and it's a turnover for the Cardinals.
Here comes some bench strength now for Pershing, as LaQuint Lewis, a 6'5 junior, and Jason Poe will check in. Tied at 11, Cooley with the basketball. Cardinals haven't led in this one yet, have they?
I don't believe they have, no.
We've had 3 or 4 ties, but otherwise Pershing's been ahead. Till now, Dawon Hale drops his second triple. He has 8 points, 14-11 Cooley. Dawon Hale against Murray Wright, the defending state champs, had 8 triples, Bill.
Well, they can light it up, both of these teams, from outside. And I'm sure after they get settled down, we'll see more and more of that.
Second opportunity for Pershing. Shot is blocked.
Great bit of defense by Andre Ratcliffe that time. Got up, got his hand on the ball.
Well, there's a tough off-balance jumper by Hale. It's knocked out of bounds and will stay with Cooley.
Let's watch for number 44, Andre Ratcliffe, as he goes high and rejects. Turnover in favor of the Cardinals.
See who was right behind him and ready to block the shot if he didn't was Sylvester Dotson. Cooley basketball, they lead 14-11. Final half minute of quarter number 1. Two clubs who will settle who really is PSL champion here today in their minds, and will also determine who heads to the state championship game. Another triple in the corner, this time a little too much out by Hale, but Sylvester Dotson cleans it up.
I think that was a bucket, Mark. I'm not sure, but I think that one went through the hoop there. Holy cow, he rocked the whole end of Breslin down there.
We have played 1 quarter here from the Breslin Arena. Cooley 16, Pershing 11. Hey, pretend for a moment you're the only person in attendance at a high school game. Would your behavior include ridiculing impressionable 14 to 17-year-olds, openly second-guessing coaches and rating officials? Probably not. So the next time you are in a crowded contest, act as if you were the only fan in the stands and encourage the participants in a positive manner. Remember, good sports are winners. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and AVS Sports. Bill, let's go back and take a look at our friend Sylvester Dotson here and his easy 2.
Well, he almost lost possession of the ball as number 14 for the Doughboys, Toriano Williams, was there. Watch as it comes down. There's the rip and up under the chin, but then up and down. Look at the rim bent right there. And the basket, the net reacting to the force of the ball going down through, goes right back up through the rim, Mark. That one came down with a lot of definition on it.
And Dawon Hale says that wasn't a shot, it was a pass. Give me the assist. Give me the assist. Well, been a great first quarter. Cooley 16, Pershing 11.
And the Cooley cheerleaders just a moment ago, you saw.
Boards have been a big part of the story. Looking quickly at some of the first quarter stats, Cooley shooting 50% from the floor, Pershing 31, but the big number, 8 rebounds for Cooley, 5 for Pershing. And we don't have a blocked shot stat, but we know that Cooley has at least 4 in this ball game already. On the alternate possession, Cooley will get the basketball to start quarter number 2. Quickly a takeaway by Pershing. Loose ball on the floor and Cooley comes away. Bullock, Hale, Dotson, Wilson, and Ponder in the game for Cooley. Adams, Walton, Williams, Poe, and Odom, the 5 on the floor for Pershing. Dotson has his shot blocked. Walton and LaQuant Lewis both there to get a hand on the basketball. Winfred Walton glasses it home, 16-13. Pretty good runner by a guy who's 6'9" and 225.
Well, and handles the ball very well, too, Mark. We saw him dribble behind his back. And that's what you'll find nowadays with the great athletes that are coming out of our high schools. The big guys are not just guys that stand around down underneath.
Woo! Walton with the block on Dotson. That's been a great matchup down low, and the pass bangs off the glass. Score still 16-13, Cooley by 3. Both clubs looking for an opportunity in transition.
A couple of wasted opportunities, right, Mark? 2 for the Doughboys here in this second quarter, 1 for the Cardinals of Cooley, as both teams are not able to convert after turnover situations.
Get the feeling that Sylvester Dotson may be the only guy on the floor right now who won't take an open 3 if it's offered. Free throw line jumper, nothing but the bottom of the strings for Brian Ponder. First 2 for Ponder. 18-13, 5-point lead for Cooley. Middle second quarter from the Breslin Arena. Boy, good first step by Toriano Williams, then lost the basketball out of bounds, and Pershing keeps it.
Well, that was quite a series down there. About 4 people had a chance to pick that one up. Everybody trying to grab it at the same time. Nobody could get a hold of it. It finally rolls out of bounds, and it will stay with the Doughboys.
And Toriano Williams will be the trigger guy. They've been partially blocked, saved by Pershing anyway. Another block is made by Dawon Hale this time, the 5th block by Cooley. Ball will stay with Pershing.
Well, another one for Sylvester Dotson as he has those quick hands.
Was it Dotson?
Yes, it was. When he was on the outside, quick hands again to get a little tiny piece of that shot.
Pershing basketball. Doughboys trail by 5. Boy, there is a terrific move. Toriano Williams had 2 black-shirted Cooley Cardinals in front of him, faked them both up into the air, avoided one that way, then had to fall sideways to miss the block the other direction, banged it off the glass. Walton got the block, but somebody got a foul as well.
Well, that was the 2 big guys, Mark, chest to chest down there.
Second foul going to be called on Winfred Walton. Shooting foul. And Sylvester Dotson will shoot the pair. Dotson has half a dozen in the game. Let's see Williams again here. Toriano Williams. Now we're going to see the save by Ram Adams.
Oh, yeah.
1 out of 2 free throws for Dotson. 4-point Cooley lead, 19-15. Plenty of hands above the cylinder every time we see a rebound going up. 19-15, Cooley leads by 4. 4:45 still to play first half. Slicing through the lane, ball is knocked away out of bounds. It'll stay with Cooley.
Great bit of defense by Jason Poe that time as the attack down the lane, the dribble penetration. Quick hands once again prevents the easy bucket.
There's Ben Kelso, the head coach of the Cooley Cardinals. They've won 3 state titles for him. 87, 88, 89. He'd like to get back there this year and have a shot at a 4th. Oh, good pass inside. Cooley gets it to Andre Ratcliffe, who uses the position and scores the 2.
Well, also, Winfred Walton, Mark, had to kind of back off. He has 2 personals already, 1 more in this first half, and obviously he'll be sitting down.
Wilson got the 6th block for Cooley, and Hale converts at the other end. Largest lead of the game for either club, Cooley by 8. And Pershing, Johnny Gostin says we need a timeout. 23-15, Cooley by 8.
Well, it has been a lot of Cooley buckets and a lot of missed opportunities for the Doughboys here. As in the second quarter, Mark, Pershing has really had their share of offensive chances. They have not been able to convert down there.
I tell you what, though, I think it goes back to what you mentioned in pregame. What Cooley's doing here is shutting them down with defense. Pershing's had opportunities in terms of having the basketball, but they haven't had a good look at the basket from inside the arc this whole game. There are Cooley players flying all over the floor looking to block shots, and it's been very difficult for Pershing to get an easy shot at the bucket.
Well, that has been the trademark of the Cardinals so far here in the tournament. As we mentioned in our opening, Mark, they have really turned up themselves defensively.
There you see the last 8 straight Class A titles have belonged to Detroit schools. In fact, public school league teams. 21 Class A titles for Detroit schools overall. The last non-PSL school to win an A title was Romulus. The last year we have not had a PSL team in a final here, Bill. You have to go all the way back to 1980. And obviously there will be a PSL team in the final this year, as we got 2 of them battling here in the semis. Pershing down 8 with the basketball. They have managed that several times. Toriano Williams has been able to get inside, but he's standing among the trees when he gets there. And has not been able to find a good shot. Cooley looking to stretch the lead to 10. Dotson gets it down low, and he's pushed from behind. Is that Luther or LaQuant Lewis?
LaQuant Lewis, I believe, will pick up the foul.
It is. LaQuant Lewis picks it up. 5th team foul against Pershing. A couple more will be shooting the 1-and-1. But right now, Cooley will simply inbound under their own basket. Got it in momentarily to Dotson. Good hustle by Keith Smith to knock it out of bounds. Keith Smith's headed off to Central Michigan University, going to play football, a defensive back. There's Johnny Gostin and the Brain Trust for the Doughboys. And they're looking for some answers right now, trailing by 8.
Well, and they're looking for answers without their big guy in there, Mark, as Winfred Walton has sat down. He's got 2 personal fouls, and obviously Johnny Gostin does not want that 3rd one here in the second quarter. He wants to save that at least for the second half.
Cooley a little patient right now. We got a block down low. An offensive foul going to be called on Sylvester Dotson. Trying to clear LaQuant Lewis out of the way.
Sylvester Dotson picks up his first personal foul. Just the 2nd team foul, Mark, so far on the Cardinals of Cooley. And I think you should emphasize that because they have been playing such aggressive defense. Yet only called for 2 personal fouls here with 3 minutes left now in the second quarter.
Well, it has been a very physical ball game down low, and these officials are letting them play. And well, they should at this level in the semifinals. 23-15 Cooley. Boy, long jumper over in the corner, not going to fall for Anderson, and Cooley boards. And we got a 10-point ball game. Cooley 25-15.
Oh my!
Lesure's triple.
3 for number 4.
He has 8 now.
That was a yes, no, yes, no, yes, well, maybe yes.
Don't see a lot of triples that bounce up that high off the iron and find their way in, do you? Pershing trying to run the little double team. We got contact and a block. Driving the lane, Brian Ponder collides with Keith Smith, and Smith did not establish position quickly enough.
Well, Smith is 6'4". He's a senior, Mark, and he's going over towards the sideline. He's going to have to sit down. That was more like a football move than anything else. Here's the nice bucket. Andre Ratcliffe gets the easy two up off the glass.
Andre Ratcliffe averages just 4 a game, has 6 already here. Cooley getting the better looks at the bucket right now with 2:20 still to play in the first half. They lead 25-18 and have the basketball. Cardinals lost it out of bounds. Went right wing to Tremail Bullock. Lost it right in front of the Pershing coaching staff, who were quick to help the officials and fill them in that, yeah, that's out of bounds. Give it to us.
Well, a turnover, and as that happens, I notice, Mark, for the Doughboys, number 40, Keith Smith, is heading to the locker room with the trainer, as it looks as though he has a high thigh bruise when that contact was made down in the lane.
Good hustle by Pershing, going to result in 2 for the Doughboys.
Basket by 34.
Ram Adams, the 6'3" senior, makes this one a 5-point game at 25-20. So Pershing, after falling down by 10, has run off 5 quick points to get themselves back within 5. Hale's a shooter, isn't he?
Boy, you just cannot leave him open, Mark. He came around on the top of the key after the pick and just made the real nice jumper right at the top of the lane there.
Boy, there's that intimidation again. Pershing got the ball down low, and stepping in for the block was Dotson, caused the travel. 27-20 Cooley. 90 seconds left here first half. Pershing now getting very aggressive, looking for double teams. They get one, get a held ball, and on the alternate possession, give it back to Pershing.
Well, Charles Lesure on the double team gets his hands on the ball, and the alternate possession goes to the Doughboys, and it's Lesure that brings it up to midcourt.
Ram Adams did a nice job athletically, just managing to keep control of that basketball. Well, underneath, couple opportunities for Pershing, and Cooley just keeps swinging the arms and knocking the basketball loose.
As you described a few moments ago, Mark, the game is above the rim in this one.
There go 2-on-1 Pershing. Oh, they miss. There to clean up was Clarence Odom. We got a 5-point game again at 27-22.
What a great move by Clarence Odom as he got the missed layup down underneath the glass. Mark had to spin backwards, bring it out and around the bucket in order to get it to go. It wasn't pretty as it spun around, but it put a pretty 2 points up on the scoreboard.
Clock down inside 10 in the half. We got collision and a blocking foul called on Pershing. Going to be on Jason Poe. That'll be the 7th team foul against Pershing. We'll shoot 1-and-1 at the Cooley end with 7.2 seconds left first half.
Okay, watch the inside work now as Clarence Odom gets the missed shot. There's the spin around. He's underneath the backboard, gets the ball to come up around the bucket, spins around, didn't want to go real bad, but finally falls through. Good bit of athleticism again by these athletes out here, Mark. We've seen time after time just great displays of just what great athletes we have.
Well, Clarence Odom has the right idea, too. If you get the ball underneath right now, there's no sense in throwing a lot of head fakes because there are too many bodies under there. You got to just go up strong and right now and try and feed them to the hoop. And that time he did so. Well, a couple more blocks, and what a tip by Cooley's Andre Ratcliffe just in front of the horn. Oh, Andre Ratcliffe with the off-balance tip just guided it off the glass. 8 points for Ratcliffe, and it's a 7-point Cooley lead. 29-22, and before we go to the half, let's look again at that bucket following the missed free throw.
Well, here's determination on the part of the Cardinals of Cooley. You get one shot, then the rebound, then that shot's blocked. Here's a tip that just comes from up over the back by Andre Ratcliffe. Not called for the foul, but he got a little help up on the back there. Put the final 2 points of the half up on the board for the Cardinals.
You see our halftime score, the Cardinals by 7.
If you're in high school and you want to play sports at an NCAA Division I or II school, then you must be certified by the NCAA Initial Eligibility Clearinghouse. Ask your coach or guidance counselor for one of these student release forms. Fill it out and send it to the clearinghouse. Remember, if you're not certified, then you can't compete as a freshman in NCAA Division I or II. For more information, call 319-337-1492.
Welcome back to the Breslin Arena, campus of Michigan State University. 29-22 is our score. The Cooley Cardinals out front of the Doughboys of Detroit Pershing by 7. And in the background of that shot, Sylvester Dotson sending one home with authority.
One of the key players in this contest is Sylvester Dotson. That's a prime example of the kind of work he's been doing.
There, a look at the Cooley Cardinal bench, and very quickly we'll show you our halftime statistics as we get set for part 2 of this all-public school league semifinal between Pershing and Cooley. And we start with the Doughboys, and key number really is down at the bottom there, William, the 32% from the field that Pershing shot.
Well, and we have to credit that statistic to defense by the Cardinals. As you described so well, Mark, in that first half, there were no uncontested shots, and anytime the ball went down inside for the Doughboys, there were a whole lot of black-shirted the Cardinals just gang tackle down there, so to speak, anything that comes down inside, and that's the reason for the low percentage.
And quickly for the Cooley Cardinals. You see Hale, leading scorer, and 55%, the shooting number for Cooley, a whale of a lot better than the 32 we saw a moment ago for Pershing.
And Sylvester Dotson doing just what we expected. 7 points, not spectacular there, but along with 5 rebounds and a lot of blocked shots in the first half. He just plays the whole ball game. That's his role, and so far he's done an excellent job of it.
All right, alternate possession to start the second half gives the basketball to the Cooley Cardinals in the black uniforms trimmed in red and white. On the drive, Brian Ponder is fouled, and Winfred Walton, who's back in the ballgame for Pershing, quickly makes sure there won't be any shot in continuation there. Adams, Odom, Walton, Lesure, and Williams on the floor for Pershing as we start half 2. Bullock, Hale, Dotson, Wilson, and Ponder. 5 on the floor for Cooley. Cooley has the ball and a 7-point lead. Pershing will work man-to-man. Other thing I would note is that as the ball's knocked over right in front of us by Pershing's Ram Adams, I would note that Cooley has been a little more willing to be patient offensively than has Pershing in this ballgame. They're willing to wait for that shot. You saw a concerned look on the face of Johnny Gostin, the Pershing head coach. First minute of the second half, and Cooley working it around the arc, wanting to find that easy shot inside to Dotson if they can. Great play. Williams end to end after the steal.
4 points this afternoon now for Toriano Williams.
29-24, Cooley by 5. And Pershing looking for some double teams again. Walton almost with the steal. And with Walton not there, the guy who's going to clean up is Sylvester Dotson.
Well, Sylvester Dotson goes right to the bucket when things were cleaned out down there. And once again, the big guy, Winfred Walton, has to back off a little bit defensively with those 2 personal fouls. Doesn't want to pick up the third one early in this third quarter.
Ball knocked out of bounds and will stay with Pershing. Walton will be the trigger guy. 31-24, Cooley. 2 and 3 opportunities, and Winfred Walton, the 6'9" junior, knocks it up and in. Walton has 8. And the Doughboys are turning up the heat a little bit, playing very good tough man defense. They are hip to hip with the Cooley guards. Boy, talk about athletic plays. Tremel Bullock went down as the pass came to him, managed to catch it and send the pass on its way. Pershing making a little run here, back within 3. It's 31-28.
Charles Lesure that time with a nice bounce pass feed, gets his 2 points up off the glass.
Ponder says we got to have a timeout. Cooley has watched Pershing march right back into the ball game at 31-28 with 5:30 still to play third quarter. And we talked about defense early, Bill, and it's been defense that's brought Pershing back.
Well, both of these teams can play some great defense, Mark, and they get a lot of credit and a lot of headlines offensively, but it's defense that wins ball games. Both coaches will tell you that. There you see some good work, and there you see finally the putback gets the 2 points. Winfred Walton gets the little drop up over the rim as he's stretched up high there, shoots down to get his 2 points, puts his 8th point up for the Doughboys.
Well, 10 years ago, I was looking through the program 10 years ago at the Final Four here. Some great and storied Michigan high school basketball names were here in the finals. The Class A title went to Flint Northwestern, led by a young man named Glenn Rice.
Now I recognize that name.
And a point guard by the name of Andre Rison, who decided that basketball wasn't his calling, maybe football was. That same year, Flint Beecher, led by Roy Marble, won the B title, beat Mark Macon and Saginaw Buena Vista. So some tremendous players here 10 years ago, and Winfred Walton trying to become one of the legends from this year's final. Takes the ball to the hoop, doesn't get the 2, but will go to the line.
Well, that's an interesting matchup. Here comes Winfred Walton there, steals the ball now, able to control it, heads for the bucket. Now you see his counterpart for the Cardinals right there, Sylvester Dotson. Dotson's going to pick up the foul, but Winfred Walton wanted the bucket to go along with it. Didn't get the whole thing, but he's shooting free throws.
Walton has 9 in the ball game now, and if he makes this, would be the first Pershing player in twin figures. Dawon Hale with a dozen leads Cooley. And we got a 1-point game, 31-30. Cooley did not beat that 10-second count by much, I wouldn't think.
Oh, that was a nice move.
Dawon Hale.
Dawon Hale right down or coming around the corner, and a lot of people up in front of him. Gets the little running jumper.
Hale has 14 in this game. Pershing's Toriano Williams has been able to get the ball down low, but there's just nothing there for him when he gets it there.
Well, Ram Adams that time down along the baseline, just no place to go with it. Gets called for the travel. Good defense by the Cardinals.
Cooley by 3, 33-30. And Dawon Hale has it blocked. And Pershing will go 4-on-2. Right to the hoop, Lesure.
Charles Lesure.
1-point game, 33-32, middle third period. Cooley now 3-on-2 with the break. And I think standing on the end line, no foul, a push. Going to be called on Pershing's Ram Adams.
Well, we've been talking about the intensity of defense picking up by Pershing. There you see two players kind of sandwich the Cooley Cardinal, and then the block shot by the big guy, Winfred Walton, up to swat it away.
Walton ended up on Dawon Hale's back when that play was over, riding him. 4:25, still to play third quarter. Cooley with the basketball and a 1-point lead, 33-32.
That last foul was picked up by Ram Adams, his first personal second team foul on the Doughboys.
Pull-up jumper by Cooley, no, and we got a break. Lesure. Oh, left it short. Saw Dotson coming.
Intimidation again, Mark. The little pup. No defense really there, but you know it should be, and so you change your shot and it doesn't go in.
He saw Sylvester Dotson trailing the play. Cooley is finding here in this third quarter what Pershing found in the first half. Absolutely no good looks at the basket down low. And Pershing will grab the miss off the triple and has a chance to take the lead.
More block shots, Mark. Boy, you just do not get the ball up cleanly down underneath the bucket. Both of these teams collapsing just magnificently to the bucket whenever there is penetration.
Cooley 33, Pershing 32. Pershing basketball. Walton a triple. Walton doesn't get it, but Clarence Odom cleans up and Pershing back on top.
Clarence Odom with a half a dozen now in the ball game.
Well, Odom watches his counterport in 44. Ratcliffe for Cooley. Drop in the 2, and Cooley back up by 1.
Andre Ratcliffe, an excellent game. 10 points now off the bench.
Boy, the story's the same for Toriano Williams, number 14. He can get the ball down low, but there's no place to go. Walton manages to grab the loose ball, has a dozen now. Pershing back up by 1. But Toriano Williams got to be a frustrated young man, making the great penetration, but can't find a shot. Good first block by Odom, but the bucket will count, and we've got a foul. Dotson has a chance for a 3-point play.
Oh, what a great example of athleticism once again on the part of both teams, Mark. A great defensive block, and then Johnny on the spot. Sylvester Dotson will grab it and get the dunk. There you see Andre Ratcliffe. He gets rejected, but right behind him, there's Mr. Dotson. Bingo, 2 of them for the Cardinals.
37-36, Cooley up by a point. The triple by Pershing in the corner, and it's a 2-point Pershing lead, 39-37. Triple try in the corner off the iron. And Lesure, the smallest man on the court, boards. Nice move to the hoop by Cooley. I think it was Chris Wilson. Didn't get it to go, and on the rebound, we got a foul on Cooley.
You can feel the enthusiasm of the crowd, Mark, as this game goes end to end here. Some just great defense, great hustle on the part of both teams, and you can just kind of feel the audience come up out of their seats as the intensity picks up here in the final moments of the third quarter.
Dawon Hale picked up his first personal. You see the score, Pershing by 2. And they've done it with defense and board work. A held ball by Dotson results in a jump ball.
That's going to be the third foul now on Sylvester Dotson.
I thought we had the jump ball.
No.
Sylvester Dotson, his third, fourth.
Not a jump ball, a foul on Dotson. All right. Into the first half, Bill, Cooley had 16 rebounds, Pershing 14. Here in the second half, Pershing 10 rebounds, Cooley 1.
Quite a turnaround, and the intensity defensively also has picked up for the Doughboys. And as you and I have said many times, Mark, that seems to ignite your offense. And boy, the board work has been exceptional.
Ram Adams hits the first free throw. 3-point lead for Pershing. And now 41-37 Pershing. 1:29 still to play in our third quarter. Class A semifinal contest. Winner moves on to the state championship game. Hale with a good pass to Wilson, but his triple is wide of the mark. And Clarence Odom, who had 19 rebounds in one game this year for Pershing, high for the board. Well, what a turnaround here in this second half. As you mentioned, Bill, Cooley had everything going their way in the second quarter, and now it's Pershing. Jason Poe, his first two of the game, and a 6-point Pershing lead. Cooley led by as many as 10 in the first half. Knocked away, but a foul on Pershing's LaQuant Lewis.
Well, a reach-in foul, LaQuant Lewis that time, trying to stop the dribble penetration coming down the lane. And anytime you reach in like that, you're going to get called for the foul.
Cooley will inbound under their own basket. Good offensive board work. Doesn't earn them any points, but they get it back again. Cooley's Brian Ponder runs it down. Third opportunity for the Cardinals.
Oh, my.
Ponder does it himself.
I think that was a screen set right there. If we get a chance, we might look at that one again. That's what you call a classic screen or a cross-body block, one or the other.
Pershing 43, Cooley 39. Good job by the crew here at the Breslin as play goes on here at the Pershing end, and Lesure scores. Someone came out on the floor and took care of the sweat that was on the floor where that cross-body block you talked about took place. At the horn, going to be wide. 3 quarters have come and gone here at Breslin. Pershing 45, Cooley 39. You know, the most pressure a high school athlete will ever feel is not at the free throw line with the score tied, nor on a 3-and-2 pitch or a 4th-and-goal play. It's peer pressure to use alcohol or drugs or sticky situations where the right choice may not always be the most popular choice. Student leadership workshops prepare young people for those challenges and to influence their peers positively when the pressure is really on. For more information, contact the WBA Ruster Foundation in Sturgis. A public service message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association and AVS Sports. Well, we have a moment. Let's say thank you to John Johnson of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, Rob Kaminsky, and all of the staff here at Michigan State University, and to a great crew from AVS Sports, Tom Lengel, our producer, Tom Skinner, our director. And boy, we've had a great Class A semifinal so far. The Doughboys up over the Cardinals by 6.
Well, we have one quarter to go here. See if we see the pick that we talked about. We might be able to see the contact here. This is at the other end of the floor.
Well, not sure.
Well, an excellent third quarter by the Doughboys of Pershing, Mark, a 23-point quarter. There's the pick right there, or a cross-body block. My, oh my.
It is a physical ball game.
Yes, it is.
Well, I can't remember who it was. Somebody talked about Dancing is a contact sport. Basketball is a collision sport.
Cooley, 44 red.
Having fun.
I noticed, Mark, over on the bench for the Doughboys, number 40, Keith Smith, who was injured in the first half, is back on the bench, but limping very badly, and I'm sure we will not see him back in the ball game, as he suffered some of that collision type situation once again, as one of the Cardinals came driving down the lane, and he is limping and not moving well at all.
Yeah, has an ice pack on his left knee, so took a bang on that knee, it looks like. Pershing basketball to start the fourth. Missed the first opportunity. Ball is out of bounds and will stay with Pershing. Doughboys 45, Cooley 39. Pershing looking to make a fourth consecutive trip to the state championship game.
54, Dotson.
Into the ball game comes Sylvester Dotson. He doesn't sit out for long. And Jay Woods will sit down for Cooley. And Dotson in the ball game quickly makes the steal.
Well, he makes his presence known in a hurry. He has 3 personal fouls, and that could have been why they did not want him in there immediately defensively. But he's back in now and makes some contact, gets the turnover.
That matchup down low, Dotson has 11 points, 7 rebounds. Walton has 12 points, 8 rebounds, and both of them have a bucket load of blocked shots to go along with those other totals. Cooley triple. Brian Ponder makes this a 3-point game at 45-42. Early fourth quarter. A good runner off the glass, Toriano Williams.
Great athletic move once again. The little fake with the shot, then dribbles the ball, makes the little running jumper off the glass.
5-point lead for Pershing. And even 7 minutes still to play in this ball game. Class A semifinals. Boy, there's a spin and tough fadeaway by Cooley's Ponder. Ball is out of bounds and will stay with Cooley.
Well, once again, let's watch Toriano here. There he is with the little fake and the move, and then up off the glass. Great camera work by our crew once again. Boy, the athleticism of the players on this court this afternoon.
Up high is Dawon Hale, leading scorer in this ball game, has 16 to lead Cooley and all scorers. And it's again a 3-point game, 47-44. Triple. Graham Adams. The threes have come in bunches in this ball game. One team makes one, and it becomes anything you can do, I can do better.
I think it's contagious, Mark.
Oh, Sylvester Dotson to the hoop, collides with Walton. No bucket, no foul.
No call. That could have gone either way. Could have been a bucket, could have been a foul either way.
Williams the triple, and Cooley needs a timeout. Pershing, their largest lead of the game. 53-44 with 6:18 to play.
Well, and just as you described, Mark, those triples seem to be contagious, as once again, there's the quick bucket. And then we saw the three-pointer repeated, and immediately the timeout called by Coach Ben Kelso for his Cardinals, as he wants to talk things over here.
Bill, we have a moment here I want to mention as we look at state titles here, and obviously we're here to see basketball players, and there are some terrific ones in both programs, and they've got great storied histories, as you see. But you and I both wanted to mention a note that came to us from Johnny Gostin, the Pershing head coach, about the academic skills of his basketball team. He tells us that except for the National Honor Society, the Pershing basketball team has the highest group grade point average in the school.
Well, I think that is a tribute, Mark, and that's something that we want to let folks know about, and that's something that that school and that team can be particularly proud of. We lose sight of that a lot, especially, I'd have to say, with the Detroit City schools. They get very little credit for the academic endeavors down there, and we hear about their basketball, but many times we don't hear about the great job they're also doing in the classroom. And that's a great fact, and we appreciate that information coming to us so we can share it with everybody.
53-44, Pershing by 9 with 6:15 still to play in this one. Cooley has the basketball. And let's see what Ben Kelso, the head coach, has diagrammed as they bring it down. Lineups on the floor: Adams, Odom, Walton, Williams, and Poe for Pershing. Bullock, Hale, Dotson, Wilson, Ponder for Cooley.
Another blocked shot, Mark.
Well, that ball looked like it was tapped a couple of times up near the cylinder. Nobody got it. Dotson goes to the hoop. He's fouled and will go to the line and shoot the pair. Winfred Walton denied the bucket.
Well, Winfred Walton just blocked a shot just a moment before this. Now he's up against his counterpart, Sylvester Dotson, and you can see the body contact. Obviously, the ball's not going to go in the bucket, but Winfred Walton picks up his third personal foul.
These two big guys, just juniors. Dotson 6'7", Walton 6'9". I don't know if they're looking forward to seeing more of each other or not.
Well, they got to have these bodies probably heal up a little bit, Mark. Get those bruises recovered. Maybe twice a year is enough against each other, huh?
Dotson misses them both. And he and his Cooley teammates needed those free throws. 53-44, Pershing's lead is 9. Cooley led by as many as 10. This is Pershing's largest lead of the game. Turnaround doesn't go, and high for the board is Dotson. Boy, he's triple team, gets it to a teammate, knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Cooley.
Well, both coaches immediately look at the officials, Mark, and plead their case. And both officials at the same time say, this way, Cooley's ball.
Boy, that's one hot young man. Dawon Hale lost the handle on the ball, still managed to pick it up and hit the jumper as he fades away. 53-46.
18 points for Dawon Hale.
Pershing basketball up by 7. Another block for Dotson. Oh, count the bucket, and we got a foul.
Oh, from behind the foul. Clarence Odom that time. Nothing he could do but go up, try to get his hands on the ball, but lots of body contact down underneath.
Romeo Bullock will get the bucket.
There's the rebound now. There's the rebound, and now watch, right up over the top.
5-point game.
Second personal foul against Clarence Odom.
5-point game. Pershing on top. Cooley's Tremail Bullock, a 66% free throw shooter, could make it 4, but doesn't. And the missed free throws may come back to haunt the Cooley Cardinals. That's 3 in a row they've missed here in this fourth quarter. Pershing will try the 3. It's wide right. Great save, and finally Winfred Walton gathers in the loose basketball. Great hustle save by Pershing.
Seemed like the ball was just free for a long time there, Mark. Oh, there's a pretty move.
Charles Lesure.
Charles Lesure. Dribble penetration down the lane, then up with a little floating jumper.
7-point Pershing lead, 4:10 to play. And Cooley on the drive. Chris Wilson is fouled. And he'll go to the line and shoot the 1-and-1. See who made that save at the other end, Bill.
Here comes the air ball, but the good save again. Great athleticism. LaQuant Lewis out of bounds there, but able to get the ball before his feet came down and made contact out of bounds. Flipped it back inside. Able to make the great save.
Jay Woods checking into the ball game now for Cooley. Dawon Hale took a seat, and the free throw goes. Chris Wilson almost balanced that thing on the back side of the rim there. Earns the bonus. 55-49 is your score. Five-point game. Pershing 55, Cooley 50, middle fourth quarter. And Pershing in the blue and gold uniforms with the basketball. Charles Lesure hits the short jumper. I think Lesure went in there with the idea that he might draw the defense to him and drop it down low to Walton. nothing was there, and so he took the shot.
18 points now for Charles Lesure.
There's the rebound by Walton, and Pershing on the run. And Winfred Walton hits the 2. Well, Cooley battled back within 5. Pershing has scored 2 quick buckets, and it's again a 9-point lead for the Doughboys. And for Cooley, we're getting to crunch time. 3:07 to play. Cardinals need to get something going right now.
Well, every offensive possession is going to be critical from this point on now for the Cardinals of Cooley. Dawon Hale comes back in. He's been hot today. He's got 18 points, and they can't afford to have their hot hand sitting on the bench, so he's back in the ballgame.
Somebody's got to come to the basketball here. Brian Ponder almost got stuck with the 5-second call as Chris Wilson was just standing and looking at him. Now they get the ball right to Hale, but it's taken away.
Grand larceny.
Ram Adams hits the layup. Dotson came flying through looking for the block, and Ram Adams didn't take the jam, just laid it up and in. 11-point Pershing lead. And the Doughboys threatening now to open this one up here. Holy cow.
Goodness, no call there, lots of contact.
Lesure will get the free 2. It's a 13-point Pershing lead with 2:20 to play.
20 points for Lesure now. Little cherry picking that time. Counted on the big guy down underneath, Winfred Walton, to get the rebound. Just waited, got the easy layup.
Ponder misses the triple. Pershing trying to gather the rebound, knocks it out of bounds, and Cooley will keep possession. Into the ball game comes Toriano Williams. Got to believe the Doughboys will be looking for good free throw shooters and guards who can handle the ball off the bench right now. There's the hot hand again. Hale from the corner hits his 3rd triple. Has 21 now. We got a foul down at the Pershing end. 63-53. Pershing by 10. A minute 55 away from their 4th consecutive trip to the Class A state championship game.
14th foul.
Pershing with titles in 92 and 93. They were the runners-up last year. Their record in the 1990s, Bill, astounding. 113 wins, just 16 defeats for Pershing in the 90s. There's Johnny Guston, grad of Detroit Northeastern, went on to be an All-American basketball player at Alabama A&M, and has his club poised to head back to the state championship game in Class A. Williams' first free throw makes it an 11-point Pershing lead. Misses the second. Tom Skinner, our director, tells us that Northeastern, Johnny Gostin's school, does have 2 of the 20-plus titles owned by Detroit schools in Class A, but the titles did not come when Gostin was there. The 11-point Pershing lead, and they have the basketball. Got to travel. Well, we've not seen many of those. These 2 clubs do not make that error often.
And once again, a very clean ball game foul-wise, as our officials have allowed these teams to play. Just 14 fouls on the Cardinals of Cooley.
Dawon Hale, the guy they want to shoot. Dotson gets it back, has it underneath. It's knocked away by Walton before the shot. It'll stay with Cooley.
As I talk about those personal fouls, Mark, that could come back to haunt Cooley. Could be a disadvantage, as if they are forced to foul late in this ball game, the Doughboys will not be forced to shoot free throws. It'll just be an out-of-bounds situation.
Well, a circus of 3 shot tries by Cooley, and finally Hale makes his 4th of the game. 64-56. Cooley needs some turnovers. That, or they're going to have to foul and expect Pershing to miss a bunch. There are only 55 seconds left in this game. Can't let them spread the floor out and keep passing the ball. Got to steal it or foul somebody. And we got a foul. I'm not sure he was even trying to get one. Sylvester Dotson was sort of standing there, and Toriano Williams, as he moved around him, kind of banged bodies with him, and we've got a stoppage in play. We'll shoot 1-1 at the Pershing end.
Well, Toriano Williams splitting two defenders, and exactly, Mark, finally does pick up the foul, but I'm not sure that Cooley was really trying to get the clock stopped.
We are not going to shoot 1-1, just the 5th team foul against Cooley. So Pershing will inbound under their own basket, and we'll send it length of the floor practically to Charles Lesure. There's a foul, that'll be number 6. And it'll take one more before Pershing shoots. 39.6 seconds remaining here from the Breslin Arena on the campus of Michigan State University here in East Lansing. Been a great matchup between the Public School League champions out of the West from Cooley and the East PSL champs, the Pershing Doughboys. And now we'll finally shoot 1-1. The foul by Willie Davis will send Winfred Walton to the line.
Well, Willie Davis picks up 2 quick fouls here, gets his name in the book. Very simply, he's got to give himself up that way in order to get the clock stopped. And we should now be shooting 1-1 from this point on.
32, Walton.
Into the game will come Eric Carter, number 20. Out of the game goes Brian Ponder, as Cooley looking for speed, and I am sure their best 3-point shooters as well. Right now it'll be Winfred Walton, the 6'9" junior for Pershing, who stands at the line. As you see, great game, double-double for Walton. Misses the free throw, and Cooley with 35 seconds left. Hale will pull up for the 3. And immediately a foul on Cooley. Got to do it. 64-56 Pershing lead.
If that's on Sylvester Dotson, Mark, that's going to put him on the bench. Nope, it's on Davis again. So Sylvester will get to stay for the final few seconds in this ball game.
Big smiles on the faces of the Pershing players as they sense with half a minute to play, they're headed back to the Class A state championship game. Charles Lesure, the junior, will shoot the 1-1.
Coach Johnny Gostin up off the bench and gesturing to his young men. No fouls, guys, no fouls. Get back, no fouls.
Lesure has what, 21?
22 now, Mark, on the second free throw.
For Charles Lesure, 10-point lead for Pershing. Cooley with the pull-up, I think, just inside the 3-point arc. Sylvester Dotson was looking to send it home with authority. That's a 3 by Willie Davis. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Pershing. 66-59, 7-point Pershing lead, 13.8 seconds left. And Pershing fired up the long jumper. Dotson boards and gets the slam with 3 left. But this one's history.
Final score.
The Doughboys of Pershing, Johnny Gostin's club,
61.
earn their 4th consecutive trip to the Class A state championship game as they take out the Cooley Cardinals, 66-61.
Well, a great ball game, Mark, as we had so many fine athletes on the floor. Very intense ball game, very great athleticism displayed both offensively and defensively. And once again, maybe we're beating a dead horse here, but I think it was the intensity of the defense in the second half by the Doughboys that really turned things around. It seemed to get them alive on the boards, and then it seemed to pick up their intensity offensively also, and as a result, they jumped out to a lead. The game really in doubt quite a bit of the way here. They never really just completely ended the game early, but you could just feel the momentum and the control being taken taken over in the second half by Pershing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. You're absolutely right that the team that played the best defense in the second half is the team that won the ball game. Pershing, the first half, you'll recall, out-defensed by Cooley, and the Cardinals denied Pershing any decent shot opportunities. Second half, Pershing did a better job offensively, but the real key was that defensively, they shut down Cooley, and Cooley had no free shots at the bucket.
Well, exactly, and you described it very well, as you said in the first half, that Pershing really no open shots down in the paint, and the big guy, Winfred Walton, just 6 points in that first half. He just was not getting the ball cleanly and was not able to get up there and make his moves so that he could get those points. And boy, that sure changed in the second half as the intensity just seemed to swing the other way.
Well, 8-9 players in double figures as we quickly run scoring down for you in this one for the Doughboys of Pershing, who move on to the Class A state championship game. They were led by Charles Lesure. The 5'8" junior guard had 22. Winfred Walton had 14. Ram Adams had 10. And 10 as well for Toriano Williams. For the Cardinals of Cooley, 24 for Dawon Hale, who was a hot man. 24 points, including 4 triples. They got 13 from Sylvester Dotson and 10 from Andre Ratcliffe. And it's the Pershing Doughboys who move on 66-61 over Detroit Cooley. Again, our thanks to John Johnson of the MHSAA, to Rob Kaminsky and the Michigan State University staff here, to a great crew from ABS Sports, our producer Tom Lengel, our director Tom Skinner. For Bill Brandell, I'm Mark Crawford. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations, Pershing and Cooley, on outstanding seasons.